We're always best placed when we plan rather than just react, and at our strongest when we work together. And that's why we're working closely with industry, the states and territories on our response to these critical biosecurity issues. When it comes to climate change, the message I delivered at the 2019 Bush Summit still stands. Anyone looking for a true understanding of climate change should look for it here. Farmers see its effects every day. There is no ideological opt-out clause because farmers live with it. You recognise what is happening and are getting on with the job of dealing with it because this is your home, your workplace and, of course, your livelihood. One of the things we're seeing is the change in agricultural practices as our understanding of our unique environment grows. And a key part of that understanding comes from a relationship with the land, sometimes built up over multiple generations. It is a relationship found on the knowledge that the old practice of environmental exploitation is the deadest of dead ends, and that the greatest reward lies in a sense of stewardship of the land. In this, there are echoes of the stewardship by First Nations people across this continent and the knowledge that they built up over millennia. As you grapple with climate change and the intensifying cycles of flood, fire and drought, you deserve nothing less than a government that has your back. In that spirit, I announced today that the government will deliver $75 million post-disaster resilience to areas across New South Wales devastated by the February-March floods, delivered via the Emergency Response Fund, which sat idle under the previous government. This money will go towards a flood impacts and risk management measures report, a levy assessment and improvement program, valley-level flood risk management assessments, flood warning infrastructure and systems and associated community awareness, flood mitigation infrastructure and voluntary house raising. It will cover all 62 LGAs affected by the February-March floods and comes on top of the assistance that we have previously committed to. As we move towards net zero, we are creating a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, not just to protect Australia's natural environment, but to kickstart a nationwide restoration. We will introduce legislation to underpin a market for biodiversity. This will operate in a similar way to our current carbon crediting legislation. The markets for biodiversity and carbon credits will operate in parallel, both regulated by the Clean Energy Regulator. As companies look to invest in carbon offsetting projects like tree planting, we need to make sure there is a path for farmers and the environment to benefit.